Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy Monday to join me. I really appreciate that. You know, the last 3 years, sans, or let's forget the last year, right? So let's say that it was this time in 2023. Let's go back into the time machine. And nonetheless, at that particular time, at this point last year in 2023, I had let my hair grow out for about 3 years. My hair was untouched for about 3 years. Wouldn't you know? The lovely partnership that I was involved with, it led me to this really dark time. I was addicted to this stuff. It was a whole thing. Check out my channel. I stream 4 times a day. But I cut my hair at some point in there. I was nonsensical and I cut my hair. That was a stupid thing to do. I had really long hair, and well, I think I'm growing it back. And so I say this because as I look into the camera, like the hair, man, I'm telling you, it's not just now it's the hair on my face too, but it's this whole thing. Getting old as a man is weird. You just get more hair. That's all. Like, to all the young, dudes out there, you feel me? The only thing, my younger brother, Brian, who's probably already hairier than me, please tell me you heard this joke, okay? I love you, dude, but you better tell me you heard this joke when I talk to you, okay? Seriously, seriously. I know that my other brother is hairier than I don't like hair, you feel me? But like I want it on my head, and I'm not on my body. It's really weird. Anyways, that was a sidebar. Let's talk about what we're talking about tonight, which is dating. Okay, so again, thank you very much for watching this show. I really appreciate it. I really do, if that's not something I already said, because last video was like a whole 4 minute sidebar. I'm kind of impressed and happy that we were able to bang out that sidebar in just a couple of minutes. But um, in case all of that overshadowed the one single time I did, in fact, mention what we are going to talk about, which is dating, then that's what we're talking about, right? So tonight, I'm going out on a date. Wouldn't you know? I was invited. Well, we made plans to have a sandwich together at a local deli. You feel me? And I'm excited about this. Listen, like, dating is one of those things, I mean, when you're single, you date. It is what it is. And never have I ever felt more like I'm stuck in a 90s sort of, reality than I do when I am a single guy and I go out on multiple dates and I wash my hair and it turns into sort of like this mop of this thing, Anyways, yeah. So dating is really fun. So here, check this out. No joke. I have somewhere here in my desk. I have a book that talks about dating. Oh, here it is. Okay, so look, dating for dummies. So when I became single most recently after leaving the long-term relationship I had, let's just say that ended in like 2018, you feel me? I mean, I don't know, I was in my early 30s, late 20s, and like basically where I am now as it concerns, well, I mean, you get into so many long-term relationships as an adult that you end up being in your late 20s, early 30s, not really knowing what a life was like without having a long term partner. And that's scary. I'm happy in a way that I was able to grow from all of my terrible mistakes that I had had with my last previous long term relationship, in that I think that's what I needed. Obviously. I mean, I think that oftentimes people commit to other people when they're really young, and you stay with that person or whatever, which is great. The long-term high school lover kind of a relationship is always not a bad thing if it's a healthy relationship, but nonetheless, I feel like as I get older, I definitely become a better candidate for a successful long-term relationship instead of like doing this serial relationship kind of um, investment that occurs when you go from being immediately in one long term to going to being into another long term, you know. So dating is interesting. That's is all that I'm saying. And I think it's different for everyone and our like obviously like our legit experiences from those perspectives, but moreover it has a lot to do with attitude. It has a lot to do with never giving up as it concerns like just the offshoot that you might have a really good night with somebody, you know. And I feel like people set their standards really high as it concerns what they expect even from a date. Listen, like expectations, the lower they are, the better a time you will always have in life with anything. You know, I mean, you don't have to be all depressed and like weird about it, but as it concerns just being neutral and going into a situation where the outcome is often probably 98% going to be a really good time. And those expectations will have, you know, even not been measurable as it stands up and against to the actual results that you've produced, you know? So, I mean, acknowledge, not acknowledge, it doesn't really matter, but like have a good attitude and get out there and do it, you know? I am an old school, middle aged millennial with like this whole Santa Claus looking like beard on my face that is convinced, you know, that while I could be on the conventional dating apps and most new relationships begin on dating apps and all these things, I am like a sucker for just like meeting women in real life and having whatever kind of relationship we have, you know, in that moment. Like, whether that's just like a quick little flirt as a single man, you feel me, or it's like a date, like it's cool, you know, like let's grab some coffee. You know, like seriously, this is life. I mean, I guess if I were the intelligence behind my remote control status, I would be doing these things, right? Like in my, you know, creation of a digital world, my character would be out there kind of just wandering around, just kind of like, hey, you want to have some coffee? No? Okay, cool. Hey, you want to have some coffee? Okay, great, let's go. You know? With guys, we know it's a numbers game. I'm sorry, ladies. It's just what it is. You know? Um, anyways, so tonight I'm really happy. Seriously, the woman that I'm gonna like have a sandwich with is very, very obviously very pretty lady, but like she also has a really freaking cool attitude. Like, and I've said this, like I don't like. I'm excited about this. Like this girl. This woman, you know, I think we're gonna have a good time. I know we're gonna have a good time. Even like if it's just having a sandwich. You feel me? That's a good time. You know, again, like the little things mean so much. The little things, having dinner, you know, with your roommate, like cooking at home, like being is like that's like normal stuff. You know, recently I seen a meme of how poor people live, and let me tell you, I kind of want to like let you know that like that exact meme is the exact stove that we have in our apartment. Moreover, it's the exact stove that like hundreds of other people that have that live in our apartment complex have too, you know? So whatever, call us all poor. I don't care. It's a good life and so as it, you know, concerns the simplicity. I mean, like yeah, you know, poor people's stuff is cheaper. This is why we're poor. Yeah, so like, you know, when like rich people, you know, and people with memes see memes of poor people living, all of which include legit what I just said, your basic, you know, white Kenmore just basic stove that's in a lot in a many millions of apartments all over the country. I'm sure of it. So it's sort of like, yeah, I mean, you know, sure, we don't have $5,000 Bluetooth connected stoves, you know, yeah, you know, we're not homeowners. You know, Uncle Sam isn't hooking us up with bank bailouts from the mortgage companies that the same ones that got fake money from bundling all of these, you know, high risk assets together. Anyways, it's just so silly. It's a silly thing. Silly things happen all the time in this world. It's very silly. I mean, you could surmise it with silliness. I don't. There's degrees to the silliness, and obviously this is some satire. But before it gets too dark and deep, I do want to remind you guys that there is an active Patreon channel. On Patreon.com, just search for Vlogs About Nothing. I currently have 2 tiers available for all of those people who like legit want to get to know me a little bit more. As it concerns me being a positive light in your life and legit talking about whatever you want me to talk about, or just like, making a new friend and having a digital sort of, kind of way to give me feedback and let me know what you want to hear on the channel and what, your thoughts are on how it can improve and all this stuff. So I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a really good night. I know that I'm going to have a really good night. The videos are being shot about an hour early, and I have had about like 35 minutes of a break all day today. So I've been going on it, you feel me? And it's good. Had some tacos, chill with the roommate, chill with MJ a little bit, knocking these videos out. You guys mean a lot to me out there. I really appreciate you. And so definitely, if you don't want to get onto Patreon, consider dropping a sub for the channel. That helps out a bunch. And so does, like, you giving the thumbs up or whatever. So I hope that you have a really good night. And thanks a lot for watching again. I really appreciate you. Bye.